Now, it is certainly true that Russia is in the vanguard of pushing the autocratic model, but we can't ignore also China's contributions to the rise of the autocrats. China is using its technological know-how to perpetuate its own authoritarian or totalitarian form of government, a system in which it is placing CCTV cameras at every major intersection of every major city and a lot of minor cities. Cameras that are wired into facial recognition software and big data analytics that allow analysis of people's movements, of their visits from people from out of the country, of their credit scores, of their social media content, that allow China, for example, to incarcerate over 1 million Uyghurs, but maintain an iron grip on over 1 billion people. And what's more, this technology is not only being used to maintain that kind of autocratic control at home, but China is exporting this technology to other countries. Under the Orwellian sounding name of safe cities, this technology is being sent to other authoritarian regimes to help them maintain control of their own populations. And so the challenge comes not just from Russia, but also comes from a rising power in China. But I think that the rise of authoritarianism is not driven by these state actors alone. It is being driven also by hugely consequential forces, by really two revolutions that are taking place simultaneously. One is the revolution in the economy, a revolution driven by globalization and automation in which millions of people at home and abroad are losing their jobs through no fault of their own, causing enormous disruption and enormous economic anxiety. That revolution, I believe, is every bit as significant as the Industrial Revolution, and is taking place with breathtaking speed. An economic system in which people work for the same firm their entire life and have good health care benefits and a retirement plan is being replaced by one where people change jobs all the time. And none of those guarantees that the prior generation enjoyed can take for granted in the future. I was invited to speak at Penn last year, and when I left the auditorium and got in an Uber to go to the airport, I was really struck by something that the Uber driver said. He started out by saying, "This is my lucky day." And I'll have you know, it had nothing to do with my being in her Uber. She said, "Come on, you're going to the airport. I live near the airport. I just got off work and I can make some extra money taking you to the airport." And I said, it's very interesting. You should put it that way. You didn't really just get off work. You just got off one work and now you're starting another work. And as I got out of her Uber, I remember thinking to myself, I don't know what her day job is, but I know the night job doesn't provide health care, it has no retirement, and if the day job is like the night job, eventually she's screwed. And these are the changes that are taking place all over the world. And I think that has created enormous anxiety about whether people can stay in the middle class, whether people have a chance at the middle class. And I think this is a driver of this move towards autocracy, this move towards a xenophobic form of populism that says that your economic difficulties are because of the people who don't look like you. But there's another driver, I think, of this rise of authoritarianism, and that is the way we get our information. I think there's a revolution in information that is, in its own way, every bit as significant as the invention of the printing press, and yet with the printing press we had hundreds of years to get used to that innovation. This one is happening overnight. I used to say that most young people get their news from social media. That's not true anymore. Well, it's true, but it only tells part of the story. Most people get their news. Most people get their news now, overall, on social media. And that news is curated for us. It is not designed to tell us what we want to see. It's not insidious, at least it's not deliberately insidious. The platforms want us to spend time on their platforms. They want to sell us advertising. And the best way to keep us on their platforms is by showing us what we want to see. If my news feed on Twitter showed me nothing but Fox and Breitbart, I'd probably spend a lot less time on Twitter. It's a revelation to many people over a certain age that when they look at their news feed, it's not the same as their neighbors. It's not the same as the person down the street. When I was in college, I remember rushing back to my dormitory to see Walter Cronkite's last broadcast. That was a time when there was a large body of accepted fact, and we might differ what to do with those facts, but at least we could agree that there was such a thing called fact. And then we moved to a model where people could tune on the news they wanted to hear. But now we're in a place where we don't even need to turn on the TV and choose the channel. It is sent right to us. And that's a medium, frankly, social media, in which fear and anger travel so much faster than truths. And you put those two revolutions together, it is a combustible mix. And I think that the impact of those two forces is really propelling this rise of authoritarianism and this profound challenge to democracy. Which brings me to today and the president's actions. About 15 years ago, I started a bipartisan, bicameral caucus called the Freedom of the Press Caucus, with a young Republican backbencher named Mike Pence. We were focused on challenges to a free press in other countries, threats to journalists in other countries. I would have never dreamed, I would say that he would have never dreamed that many of those threats now would come in fact from the President of the United States, declaring that our press is the enemy of the country, directly challenging the First Amendment. You now hear despots around the world quoting the President of the United States in calling their own press, to the degree they still have any free press, the enemy of their people, claiming that any critical journalism is fake if it is critical of their rule or regime or tyranny. These despots are now quoting the President of the United States. It is not just, of course, though, the President's attacks on the independence of the press, but the independence of justice and our Justice Department. For the first time, I think, since Watergate, we have the President actively interfering with the Justice Department to seek the prosecution of his political enemies. We must not become numb to that fact. And this, of course, has been the danger of this presidency, in which every day there's a new added outrage that we become numb to just how far we have departed from what we thought were inviolate norms of office. I used to be part of something called the Democracy Assistance Commission. It was members of the House that would meet with counterparts in emerging democracies, fellow parliamentarians, to help them in any way we could on the road to democracy. And one of the messages we would always deliver is that when you win an election, you don't seek to jail the losing side merely because they lost. How are we to deliver that message today? And that is exactly what the President has been seeking to do. One of the things that we are in the midst of right now is drafting our own post-Watergate reforms to strengthen the independence of the justice system. Apparently, we're going to need reforms to strengthen the independence of the State Department as well. We're going to have to curb the abuses of the pardon power. I mean, who would have thought that it would even be possible to imagine the President pardoning someone who might be a witness in an investigation in which they were implicated? These are direct threats to the health of our democracy. But I think one of the most pernicious threats to our democracy is the one that has been revealed just within the last couple of weeks. And that is that the President of the United States would use the full power of his office to attempt to coerce a foreign leader, a leader of another country, not only beholden on the United States for its defense, for its economy, for diplomatic support, would use the power of his office to coerce that country to into intervening in our election on his behalf by investigating his political rival. As many of you may know that have been following this, I have not been a early advocate of going down the road to impeachment. This has been a very reluctant journey for me. The remedy of impeachment was considered, should be considered, an extraordinary remedy, not to be used lightly, not to be entertained lightly. In a nation where we have periodic elections, the strong presumption should be that elections should decide who occupies office. But the founders recognized that there may be circumstances where the risk to the country was so great, that the president's conduct was so incompatible with the office, that there needed to be a means of removing the president. It is hard to imagine a circumstance more foursquare within what the founders were concerned about than a president using the power of his office to place a foreign nation not in America's interest, but in his personal political interest. Indeed, in a way that damages America's national security. The founders coming out of a revolution were desperately concerned about foreign influence and interference in our affairs. They would have considered this an offense of the greatest magnitude. And the fact that the president was engaged in this conduct on the very day after Bob Mueller would testify about his campaign's invitation and willingness and use of foreign assistance in the last election should tell us that the message the president received from what he put this country through over the last few years was that he could do anything and get away with it, that there was no accountability. That is a very dangerous